What can I say except fuck off now? I'm tired of these remakes. No, it's okay, Disney, just fuck off. I'm done with this dumb bullshit. Kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every remake abomination. Mulan, The Lion King, The Aladdin? That was Disney just messing around.
So what can I say except you're welcome for the islands I pulled from the sea. There's no need to pray, it's okay, you're welcome. Ha! I guess that's just my way of being me.
I'll get over it. Here we go again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my latest rant on Moana. The 2026 Moana. Not the animation. The live-action remake that we so desperately needed. We couldn't live without it. My heart couldn't contain myself if I didn't get this movie. Welcome to my sarcastic humor. Okay, let's get this shit over with. I'm not going to go on about the Disney remakes. We all know what these movies are about now. We all know that they're here to stay. So because I get to go to the cinema for free, technically I get a free ticket to go and see this because of my membership, I decided to sit through this train wreck for you. So, let's begin. So the basic plot of this movie is, well, the exact same plot as the 2016 original film, but for the sake of argument. So it centers around this young girl named Moana, who is like the daughter of the leaders of this tribe. She wants to restore like peace and fruitfulness to the land, and she decides to go on a quest to find the heart of Te Fiti, this mystical object, which was stolen by a demigod known as Maui. And Moana meets Maui, and together they go on the adventure, and Maui tries to help her steal the heart to make up for his mistakes, and then they can bring about peace to the land. I mean, that's basically it, really. It's a bit of a seafaring adventure. On the way, they meet these little tiny creatures that look like coconuts, and they also encounter this lava monster as well. Look, I like Moana. I like the original film. It is a good movie. There is a lot of heart to it. The story's quite basic, but it's charming. It's got a good heroine. It's relatable. The music is great, and it definitely appeals to the audience that it was made for. And then they made Moana 2 about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, before they remade the first film, they made a sequel, and I was really disappointed in Moana 2. But honestly, this remake makes Moana 2 look like a masterpiece. There's nothing really to say. Ultimately, this is exactly what you expect it to be. It is another shameless cash grab from Disney. It doesn't even matter what I say. This video is entirely pointless because Disney are going to make loads of money from this. Kids are going to go and see it. In the screening I went to, there were lots of kids. There was even this one kid who was sat behind me playing with his or her toy, which I had to report to the staff. Twice, you know, because the first staff member didn't do anything. He just came and stood there and then he left. Then the manager came in and actually removed the toy from the screening. So throughout the first 30 minutes of the movie, I had this kind of sound in my ear, along with the other sound, which was, and that was the movie. So I had two annoying sounds in my ear the whole time. Is this movie a complete disaster? No. There are good things about it. The costume design is phenomenal, even though it is kind of the same as the animation. The cinematography is beautiful. It's definitely one of the best looking of the Disney remakes. There's no doubt about that, given where it's set. That's kind of obvious. And the CG and visual effects are, for the most part, pretty good. There's a couple of obvious green screen shots, but this is one of the best looking of the remakes, I'll say that. Even though they've basically copied, look for look, they've copied the animation. It's lazy at best, but at least it looks pretty. I'll give it that. But pretty visuals, great cinematography does not a good movie make. The script is more or less the same. There is not much else I can say in regards to the dialogue, and the jokes fall really flat. The humor is just not there, and I don't think Maui and Moana have as good a rapport as they do in the animation. To those of you who watched my rant on the How to Train Your Dragon remake, I'm going to make the same complaint about this movie as I made about that movie. This remake is essentially a clone of the original film. It is more or less the same. There is very little difference other than presentation. The only difference is that there are some live action actors. I don't think that's good enough. But like I said, it makes no difference what I say, because they're still going to make these damn remakes because they seem to be making money. Parents, please educate your children that nostalgia doesn't always have to sell. We can create some original stuff, but no. Like I said, these remakes are here to stay, so no one's going to give a fuck what I say or what anyone else says. This is the reality. This is Hollywood. This is what's selling. I mean, if it's keeping the cinemas open, you know, great, fine. I just don't think literally copying and pasting the same movie works for me personally. I will give it this though. The lead actress who plays Moana, Catherine Laga'aia, I hope I pronounced that correctly, as Moana, she is very good. I like her. I think she's very, very charming. She has the emotional weight to play this role, and the girl can sing, so good for her. Congratulations on getting the part. She looks fantastic in the role, and she is really good, and I'm glad that they cast her. Dwayne Johnson, on the other hand, oh dear. This is where I go back to my point about this movie being a clone of the original. So do you remember the Lion King remake, where they cast James Earl Jones as Mufasa again, even though he played it in the original? And in his performance in the remake, he sounded so bored, like he was phoning it in and was just there for the paycheck. That's how I feel about Dwayne Johnson in this movie. Dwayne Johnson looks so bored, and he sounds so bored, and the wig... The wig looks terrible. I know they're trying to keep it close to how he looked in the animation, because obviously Dwayne Johnson voiced the character in the animation, and the character had the same hairstyle back then. But my God, oh dear. I mean, not that Dwayne Johnson gives an awful performance, but it's just a very one-note performance. It's a very monotone performance. He sounds so bored, so disinterested. Even in the song, You're Welcome, he doesn't sound like he's got the same energy for this anymore. He's there for the paycheck. In the original, it was very much, what can I say except you're welcome? And in this one, it's like, what can I say except... you're welcome. It's like he's half-arsing it, and to me that's not good enough. I don't think he gave a good performance at all, and like I said, the sort of chemistry, the on-screen partnership that he has with Moana is not as strong in this version as it is in the original version. The music is fine. There's not much you can say about it because it's basically the same. It's the same music as before. It's done all right, but there's little to no impact with this film. There are some genuinely nice emotional scenes in this film, and the director, you know, good for him for getting this gig, because I believe it's like his first feature movie, like first big movie anyway. Thomas Kail is the director. Good for him. I personally find the direction to be a bit hit and miss. I feel like the direction is solid from a visual and technical standpoint, but in terms of the story and the characters, because we've seen this before, he has that added pressure of trying to remake a story that has already been told. And I understand that even in theatre you get a lot of stories that are retold on stage, like whether it's you know, pantomimes or a musical or a play or whatever, you're gonna get a new version with new actors every so often. So it's not uncommon to see a story redone. But in the case of Disney, it's just so plainly obvious why they're doing this. It's so plainly obvious why they keep remaking these movies. It's all monetary, sadly. But I really hope the director gets a lot more work in the future. I think he does deserve it. I can see the potential. I can see where he's going to go. But I'd love him to make an original film and not remake another Disney movie. And hopefully Disney will give him more work. So, I mean, if he's going to bring the money in for this film, then of course he'll get more work. At the end of the day, guys, I'm out of shits to give. This movie is incredibly disappointing. It's what you expect it to be. I'm not surprised how this movie turned out. It is boring. It is boring! It is a boring film to sit through. Drags on for 1 hour, 50 minutes or something like that. It's not one of the longer remakes, so I guess I'll give it that. But it's just so painfully similar to the first one. And you don't remake a Disney classic 10 years after the original. That's way too soon. And 2 years after the previous Moana film. What I'm half expecting is that they're going to do a Moana 3, which is an animation, and then they'll do Moana 2 in live action. So they'll release the two of them concurrently over the next few years. And that's just going to mess with people's heads. It's certainly not going to be, well, for me, it's not going to be good. Whatever. At the end of the day, there's just so many remakes now. It's so insurmountable. I don't care anymore. I've accepted this is the fate of Hollywood, and this is the fate of the mainstream film industry. It just is what it is. But as for a final rating for this movie, because there are aspects of it I do quite like, it's not the worst one. So I will give Moana the remake a 4 out of 10.
See her light up the night in the sea. She calls me, and yes I know that I can't go.
you know, it's not the worst one. There are far worse. There are far worse things than this movie. But it's definitely on the disappointing end. And don't go in with high expectations. I will say that much. Thank you all for watching this rant. What do you think? Please comment down below. Let me know. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And stay tuned for more reviews in the future. Until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.